couple of weeks at least. Whew. Lots and lots of changes. Lots of changes, which is why I felt like that this was the perfect topic for this video, because life is about change. Life is about embracing change. Life is about positive changes that make some serious impact. You know, it's really hard, right? It's hard. Change is hard. But if we can learn to embrace change, it may be something that just changes your entire life. I mean, think about it. We're used to doing what we're used to doing. We're used to what we're used to. We really don't stretch ourselves further than what is generally expected of our day. But we've got to start looking at life in a different way. If we want different, we've got to do different. If we want to live different, we've got to think different, act different, see different. And it's not always easy to do that. It's not always easy to step outside of yourself, outside of your conditions, outside of where you are, and then walk into changing your trajectory, having a total paradigm shift. It's not easy, but again, it may just save your life. And let me give you an example. Recently, I had a serious health challenge, okay? Recently. And it made me start looking at everything different. It made me start looking at how I work, how hard I work. Was that juice worth the squeeze? And I do mean in all areas of life, not just work. I had to really start evaluating all of my connections, all of my involvement, just how I did everything. And it dawned on me, girl, you got to change some things. You've got to change. Not only do you have to change some things health-wise if you want to stay alive, you've got to change the way you think, the way you work, the way you embrace things, the way you approach things. You've got to change all of that. And that's not easy. That's not easy. For those of us who are busybodies, busy bees, and we're used to running and gunning and going and doing, and, we're used to all of that. We don't know how to sit down. We don't know how to sit down. But what if that small change saved your life? What if slowing down, changing how you move, changing your pace, what if that small little change saves your life? Would you do it? Would you be willing to embrace change if you were told you've got to change X, Y, Z if you're going to stay alive? Would you do it? Would you do it? And then here's the next question. Why would you wait? Why would you wait until someone says that if you don't make this change, you're going to get up out of here? Why would we wait till it gets that bad? We've got to start putting change in our toolboxes the same way we put maybe exercise, reading books, research, elevating our careers. We've got to put change right up there with, our spiritual walk. We've got to embrace change like our life depends on it. And we've got to embrace change before our life depends on it. Let me see what that says. Good afternoon. How are you doing? First time watching. Love you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Linda. I appreciate it. And like I said, if I had not had that whole face plant situation stroking out on the clock situation, I probably would have kept working the way I was working. I probably would have kept going the way I was going. I probably would have kept moving the way that I was moving. I would not have changed. It took that trip to the hospital for me to say, I better slow down. But here's the thing, you don't have to wait. You don't have to wait until you're in the emergency room to change. You don't have to wait until your life is on the line for you to change. Whether it's your schedule, your pace. For some people, you may need to change jobs. You know, stress in itself is becoming a whole health condition that people are not talking about. Yeah, we talk about heart disease, we talk about headaches, we talk about strokes, we talk about cancer, we talk about all of these things, but we do not talk about stress as a health threat. But it is. But it is. And now, let's switch gears a little bit. Let's talk about how out of alignment we are when we're doing that. And when I mean out of alignment, I'm talking about there's no balance. There's no balance. There's not a great quality of life. There's certainly not a great quality of life if you're working to the point where you're absolutely about to stroke out. That's questionable when it comes to your quality of life. So why would we wait till we get to that point? And of course, you know, I'm asking myself that. Why did I wait? Why did I wait until I was in the emergency room? Why did I wait until I was lying in bed for 8.5 weeks? Why did I wait until I could barely put string sentences together and I talk for a living? Why did I wait? And so those are the things we've got to ask ourselves. And you can feel it. You can feel it. You can feel it in your routine. You can feel it in your body. You can feel it in your mind. You can tell when it comes to your sleep routine. It shows up in every area of your life. It shows up in your relationships. It shows up in your churchships. It shows up in everything that you do if you do not implement the changes necessary to make sure that you stay alive. And now, I'm using a drastic example, but it doesn't have to be drastic. It doesn't have to be drastic. It could be a diet change, you know? It could be a simple routine change, like going walking every afternoon. It could be a simple change in terms of your environment or who you hang around. It doesn't have to be a drastic change. But we can't wait until we're in a drastic situation where we have to make drastic changes. We don't want to keep waiting until it's everything is on fire before we make those changes. We don't have to wait until our whole world is crumbling before we make those changes. We can make those changes now. Small, little changes. They're uncomfortable. Change isn't always comfortable because, again, we're used to doing what we do. We're used to going to places that we go. We're used to being around the people that we're around. We're used to the pace. Even if it's killing us. Even if it's killing us, we're used to it. We're used to the devil that we know. Change is what is the unknown. You know, it's the fear of the unknown. And you know what's amazing about that? We're scared of change, and who knows? Peace may be on the other side. of making that decision. Prosperity may be on the other side of making that decision. The most pleasurable rest of your life may be waiting on the other side of that decision to make those small changes. We just can't afford to keep waiting. We cannot afford to keep waiting. And I apologize, y'all. I got to put my glasses on in order to see what these comments are. If I promise to stop drinking a bottle of whiskey a night, will you stop? Yeah. Okay, who is this? Let's see who this person is. There you go. How about that? How about that? But yeah, we have to make sure that we are implementing things that are going to help us move the dial. Move the dial in a positive direction. And again, sometimes that starts with small, micro changes. It doesn't have to be anything big. And I guess a lot of times we think, that it has to be something big. It doesn't. You might just change. Instead of waking up at 7, you might start waking up at 6 so that you can meditate, so that you can pray, so that you can organize your day. Instead of going to bed at 11 o'clock at night, you might start going to bed at maybe 9:30, 10, so that you can be rested, so that your body and your mind can be restored. Those are small changes. Small. You can make small financial changes before things get so bad that, again, you need a bailout. Small, micro changes is what we're after. And once we get comfortable with that, once we get comfortable with change, because again, it's not easy. Change is hard, but it's necessary. It is so necessary, especially if those changes are going to lead to a more prosperous, more abundant life. And we're not talking about things. We're talking about peace. We're talking about good health. We're talking about good, sound mind and body. We're talking about being happy with your life and waking up every day and living this life to the fullest. If just a few small micro changes is all that's standing in the way from you living the best possible life that you can, figure out how to make those changes. Get yourself in a rhythm. Get yourself geared up to make that change. Walk boldly into that change. Embrace it. Welcome it. Welcome the new you. Welcome your new life. Welcome everything that comes with making those small changes. Because I promise you, it may just save your life. And that's coming from someone who has come back from something that I did not think I would get up from. I didn't think I would, but I did. And you can too. You can too. So, again, change is hard, but it's necessary. So, I love you guys. Have an amazing Wednesday. Give me a thumbs up. Share the video. Make sure you subscribe. We are reimagining life at any age and at any stage. And in this particular case, for me, it's in my... Matter of fact, today's my birthday. Today is my birthday. Today is my birthday. So, 54 today. And I'm so thankful to be here. And I am embracing the change that needs to happen in order for me to live the rest of my life the way God intended. I love you guys. Talk to you soon.